Hello and welcome to part 2 of Let's Make an RPG using C++ and SDL. Today we'll be initializing SDL and creating the project itself. First, let's make a folder. I'm just gonna keep it on my desktop for now. So I'm just gonna name it Let's Make RPG. And I would avoid creating folders with spaces because Visual Studio doesn't like spaces for some in folders, and sometimes it just breaks. So we have the empty folder of Let's Make RPG. Now inside here we have two folders, project and libraries. But first we're gonna create the project using Visual Studio. I'm using 2010. First, also if you get notification asking what language you're gonna use, just use C++. So we're gonna create new project. Make sure this is Visual C++. We can just choose the first one. Let's name it first RPG. You can click on application overview, but I don't think we should change anything. We can clear some of, because now it's gonna create folders if this is ticked. But let me make create folders. So once you create files, so once you create the project with preco file headers, you will get 4 files here. This is the main file where's your main function. For now, we can actually delete. Let's delete most of this because we don't really need it. We don't need this file. We need .h, but we don't need it as CVP. So we're gonna remove this. And we don't need that h file of target. So we're gonna remove this. Now you should get an error here. No? Oh yeah. Now we can actually remove everything here as well, but well, don't remove the file, but clear it, so it's empty. So now we have an error here because it was including some stuff it needed, but we don't need this type of main function because this is Visual Studio, Microsoft's little thing. We're gonna call main, and then we're gonna go this. We need that because SDL is using those two variables for some reason, and it's not gonna work without them. So it's and ARGC car pointer ARGV an array and close brackets. So now if we try to run it by pressing here or F5, I'm gonna press F5, we're gonna get fatal error because we're trying to, because we had precompiled headers on. We have precompiled headers on and it's trying to use them. So what we're gonna do is turn them off. You can do that by pressing right click here and go to properties. If you go here, configuration properties, C/C++, precompiled headers, and see it's used. We don't want that. We're gonna do not using precompiled headers and press apply. And it's working. Let's press OK. Now we're gonna try to run it. See, it worked. Now it automatically closed because it hits this line. You probably already know enough programming to do this, so to know how it works. So now we're gonna add SDL. We're gonna add SDL inside this file, since we could use SDL in other classes in future. So we're gonna do all our includes where we want to use them everywhere inside here, inside this file. First, we need to get SDL anyways. So what we're gonna do is minimize that, close that. If you Google SDL2 download, first link, simple direct media layer, which stands for SDL. We're gonna click on that, and that's the website. And as you can see, SDL2, and you have 3 links. Here, SDL 1.2, let's want 2. So let's open this in a new window. Okay, as you can see, there are all kinds of downloads. Make sure that it says SDL2, not 1.2, because if you're here, it's gonna say 1.2. So let's go back here. Now, if you go here under Development Libraries, Windows, Visual C++, we're gonna download this one. You can also download for Mac. Apparently they don't have it for Linux yet, but I'm sure SDL 1.2 is. But obviously we're not using that one, but yes, because they are slightly different in functionality, but it should be pretty much the same if you're using SDL 1.2. We're just gonna do 2.0. Okay, so let's click here. So it's downloading. And we're gonna click here. Okay, so this is the zipped file. As you can see, inside the file we have 2 folders, include and lib. And include has the header files, and lib has DLL and lib files. There are 2 versions of them. One is 32-bit, this one is 32-bit, x86, and x64 is 64-bit. We're gonna use 32 bits, by the way. So what we're gonna do is go back. Oops. We'll go back to let's make an RPG folder. As you can see, this is the project we created. Back here, we're gonna create another folder called libraries. Now, let's open it. And let's go to the zip. And let's drag this inside the libraries. So it's unzipped. So you can see this. This is the folder. You have RPG. If you go back, you have SDL. Yep. Okay. But now you have to go back here, and we need this one and this one as well. So let's open this in a new window, and we need to look for development libraries again as well. Choose Visual C++. Oh no, I downloaded it twice. Oh well. Okay, so we opened it. Now we're gonna go here. We're gonna drag this one into libraries as well, but not inside this one, just along together. So we're back here in libraries, and we have SDL2 and SDL image. Now we're gonna close this. Open SDL mixer now. Go to development libraries and download Visual C++ again. Now we're gonna open when it downloads. Okay, so now we're gonna drag mixer into libraries. So now we have this folder, our RPG. Inside here we have 3 SDL2 image, SDL2 mixer, SDL 2.00. Make sure there are 2. Maybe in future using higher version than 2.00, but make sure it's 2.00 or higher, not 1.4, 1.2. Okay, so now we have the library. Now we need to link this with the project. So we're gonna go back to the project. You have to do 3 things before it's included in the project, before you can actually include it using this. You have to right click on this, go here. You have to do 3 things here.